surprising to know he had all these contacts here, you know. But for him to write books about, and I didn't understand at first why he wrote these books about Missouri history, you know, that time, and until he explained all his connections here. But my Aunt Faye, I grew up where my family, I never could quite understand, but they were always spoke of the Jameses, Frank and Jesse James and the Youngers, with lots of kind of like odd affection. And they always did that, and I always wondered why. I just thought it was just a thing in my mind as a boy. I just assumed that it was like my folks grew up with so little, and I just thought that my dad had a fascination with the fact that, oh, you know, they was going against, quote, people that were pushing them off what they had and things like that. Joe can educate me and all of us with what he wrote about the truth on all those things, but that's what I always thought. But I found out years later when my Aunt Faye, who always stayed in Mark One, she just recently died just a few months ago, and she did a bloodline where you were just talking about, where you took pictures of your names. And now I found on there is it's pronounced Besher's. My name is pronounced Besher's when you go south. Here, it's a long story why it's Besher here. It's Besher's down that way. And there's some Gromers, there's some Yunts, but on each side. But my Aunt Faye told me years ago that we were all related to the Youngers too. They were all cousins. So, and I don't know how this works, but you would know this. I don't know if everybody does, but the man evidently who shot Robert Ford with a shotgun in Colorado was from Missouri and around Marble Hill area.
Yeah. And
his name was Ed. Some said Kelly, some said O'Kelly.
It's O'Kelly.
And but what I've been told is we were cousins to him, but I heard he married a Younger too. So who the hell knows? But that's where I'm connected. And my family's talked about those people and all their lives. And our family was always into music. So little songs would trickle in about that way of life. Most of the songs I grew up on were from really that period of time that my grandparents and their parents, you know, lived. I'll share this song. This is just an old song my dad and I used to sing. And as far as vigilante justice, this was kind of what happened down in the little songs about this. My dad and I used to sing this together, and you can just imagine what it's about. I ain't going to tell you what may have caused it, but this is it. The cold of the mountains way down in the backwoods. The code of the mountains, the unwritten law. Where Harry and Joe Brown way down in the backwoods. Where Harry and Joe Brown shot Charlie Broad. They caught him at daybreak way down in the backwoods. They caught him at daybreak down on his knees. He pleaded for mercy way down in the backwoods. He pleaded for mercy, he to my said Harry to Charlie way down in the backwoods. Said Harry to Charlie, he thought you were sly. But the code of the mountains way down in the backwoods or the cold of the mountains way down in the backwoods. The code of the mountains is the only law there. I just remember I don't know how it relates to what you wrote, Joe. But we had a brief talk on the phone. I just remember my folks have lots of stories about hard times and things that they felt were wrong to each other and family members, and sometimes you'd hear about some old boys taking them somewhere and you wouldn't hear from them again.
Yeah.
And that's what those songs are about. They're that